Hello, sports fans and everyone else. How's it going? Hey, it's Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. We have actually this video is being made for Eric. Eric, you know who you are. We had a conversation tonight, and I wanted to clarify something that I realized that was going on. So, for you people with the video, if you're wondering why I'm more in the center than a bend, it's because there's a light, and if I move over, that light shines through, and I think it sucks. So we've tried to move it in every freaking way. This is the best way possible. And I always want to get my fish tank in there because it's just I think the colors are awesome. Do you think they're cool?
Okay.
And they're just lusciously green and everything. Give me your money. Give me your money. Let's look at the plants. Give me your money. All right. So here we go. All right. So this is a conversation that I just had with someone today, and Eric. I'm not going to put any last name out there, but there's something I realized after I hung up on the phone, and we always have this kind of conversation thing going. Okay, so it's something I taught to you, and I don't know how well you're applying it yet, but I hammered it to death. So I'm going to state it with, I might even call the video this, energy goes where energy flows where attention goes. Wherever you put your attention, that is where your energy is going to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you think about bad stuff, your energy goes to bad stuff and you create it. Does that make sense? It'll unconsciously or energetically pull that shit into your life or pull you towards it. So focus on what you want because you get what you focus on, okay? So that is very important, and I hammered it to death with Eric today. This is not Eric, it's someone I was on the phone with. He's flying out, I think in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And this is what I mean. A lot of times, Eric, I'm going to use that as an example. I'm not going to go into detail. But every time we talked, you'd always talk about this one subject, and and it created this real bad energy. It's like, oh God, ugh. And you kept hammering on it. And I've said, hey, you really got to focus on what you want now. Otherwise, you're going to keep pulling this bad shit into your life. And one thing he kept saying is like, yeah, I'm dating this girl, and she's a bitch. She has this big fucking headache. And I'm like, oh, I didn't want to hear it, dude. Oh, it's just like fucking. I'm all about flow. I'm all about meeting women in a very easy way, meeting the type of women that make your life easier and funner and happier to where you guys gel. It's okay. One thing is personalities don't always gel, and that's fine. So a part of your flow is to recognize that, and that's part of the awareness side of the course, okay? She might be hot, she might be perfect in many ways, but you crash, like, have you ever noticed people do that in relationships?
Quite a few times,
and they fight to stay together, and then just everyone's around going, oh my God, yeah, I don't want to come over to your party tonight, maybe next month or next year. So it's not just you that is going through the headache. The people around you are also going through it. So, that being said, I want to move on to the next section. So, it's a big part of what I teach men and how to communicate with women, all right? And it really draws women into you. They feel really comfortable. Now, I'm gonna guide this towards Eric, and again, Ben has already heard this. So, when we're in the conversation, I noticed something. You do very male, back and forth, 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 right? One thing I teach, and I taught it to Eric, and it kind of went over your head, okay? And I realized what it is. I said you need to listen to understand. Now, what I'm about to draw, will make it crystal clear. All right? Here's the way two men will talk. Two men will be like, blah, 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 blah. Then he goes, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It's like catching a baseball back and forth, or a football, playing catch, back and forth, back and forth. The male language is designed to have short phrases or a sentence or two, and then it's your turn. A sentence or two, then it's my turn. A sentence or two, then it's your turn. Women do not like this form of conversation at all. The right brain cannot process that way of talking. You laughing?
Yeah. I've actually talked to women like this, and I've had buddies of mine that have talked to women like this, and you can actually see the expression on their face.
They just
like they're not into it at all. You could be talking about the most interesting thing on the planet. You could be talking about aliens, about space, about this, about that.
Screw the would you?
But if you're doing you say something and I say something, you say something back.
They don't like it.
They're not into it at all, man.
And you kind of see them. They'll be like,
I've seen them do this a lot. They're just kind of like zone out.
Fuck you, dude. Yeah. Here's why. And Eric, if you notice that I even used the phrase I was hammering you on the phone because I'm trying to explain a concept to you and you interrupt. You interrupt. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let me teach you something. Now, I can be pretty harsh when I'm teaching home.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, especially for the male brain, I'm teaching a lesson. Now, okay, let's say you were teaching guitar lessons. How in the hell can you teach guitar if someone's constantly interrupting you?
You can't.
Oh, I understand. You're like, I haven't even finished it yet. Now, here's the deal, though, Eric. It's actually very normal for you to talk that way. That's a very male way of talking. That's the way men talk. So here's the way a woman talks. A woman the first woman will be blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Here's why. The right brain understands through complete communication. They describe the details. The right brain is all about the five senses, as I've described. Part of that is you can't just say, I got a big table. But that's how a man will come, well, honey, I got a brand new table. She's like, well, what kind of table? And the guy's like, it's a fucking table. Why do you always do this? Well, is it a coffee table? Is it a footstool? Is it a freaking fish tank table? Is it a business table like my business desk here? Is it a kitchen table? Is it made of wood? Is it blonde wood like that? Or is it dark wood like this one? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Is it made of metal? Does it have a glass table with metal
spikes?
No, metal legs? Does it have a metal outside frame? Does it have a metal like what is it? Is it a plastic table? Is it a kid's table for the playroom? Guess what, guys? I know you may not realize this, but there's more than one table on the planet. You do know that, right? You know? And if you look at it from a one's perspective, that makes a lot of sense, because what if I came home and said, bro, I just bought a gun. It's awesome. But that's what guys do. They'll come home from work, and the woman will say, well, how's your day, honey? He's like, oh, it was great. I had a good day. And it's the same thing as saying, bro, I bought a gun. And I guarantee you, if I told you about a gun, wouldn't you want to know what kind it is?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, it's a good gun. It's awesome. Would you still go, well, what kind of awesome good gun do you have, dude? Can you give me a little description, bro? Believe it or not, but guys do this shit all the time. Now, a big part of my teaching is I'm teaching you unconsciously. Have you ever noticed that?
All the time.
All the time. I am an NLP trainer. We are trained to teach your unconscious mind through stories, examples, and metaphors. So what happens if I start a story, blah, 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 and this dude goes, oh, I understand what you're saying.
That's actually happened with me and Mike a lot, where
I used to have to hammer him. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or he was saying something, and I was just like, I think I got
it,
dude.
dude. I'm going, I'm not even halfway through it. How could you possibly understand?
Yeah, and then he'd tell me, like, no, dude, just let me finish for a minute. I think I got it, dude.
No, you fucking don't.
And when he did finish, it was a bigger picture, and that's when I really got it.
Yes. I guarantee you, Eric, if you just let me Now, here's the cool thing, though. Watch this. Now, here's the deal. Woman number one, or woman A right here, or person A, all right? So, women will go blah, 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 blah. Here, let's do it here. Blah, 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 blah. And they explain in depth, and it's called complete communication. Okay, they'll describe what kind of table it is. Is it a round table? Is it rectangle? Is it square? Is it a kitchen table? Is it blonde wood? Does it have kind of a rough feel to it? Is it a smooth table? Does it have 4 legs or 8 legs? Like this one actually has 8 legs. It's a business table. And then they'll tell you what price it cost, what percentage they got off. The manager gave them 10% more off. And then you will have a complete idea of like, oh, I get it. And she'll say, and it's going to be delivered next week, Tuesday. So boom, now you got it all. Now, if you have any questions after she completely described it, that's the time to ask questions. Or that's the time to say, oh, then you say, I understand. You got a blah, 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 blah table. But if you cut her off when she's only giving you 3% of what she's trying to say, she's going to be like, now that you know this, is it kind of hard to talk to people when you're trying to explain something and they interrupt and you're like, dude, I didn't even get to the color of the table, dude. You don't even know, like, I imagine it where you work. They're trying to teach you how to make the thing the right way. They start to teach you, oh, I got it, bro. You don't even know how to turn the oven on, dude. You don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's almost like, because where I work, I have to take a customer's order. It's
Right.
like if you're asking them the questions and they just keep interrupting right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ask them for their name, they give you the order. You ask them for their phone number, they tell you where they live.
Mm-hmm.
So it might sound like Mike is just talking. He's, you know, giving all these examples, and sometimes it does feel like, well, we're talking about business. Why are you going to drag racing or whatever?
Right.
But it's an example. It'll tie in.
Yes, and your brain, when you understand the example and the metaphor, your brain would be like, boom, I really got it. Now, whereas before, you're like, oh, I got it. Yeah, you got this little tiny piece of information. I'm trying to give you the whole piece of information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And when you understand that, now you understand exactly what I'm saying, or a lot more. And then you can tell me what you did and did not understand, because otherwise it's kind of like, well, why are you even talking now? Here's the real reason why I'm telling you this. The way women communicate, I should say the right brain communicates is, it's in paragraphs or even pages. They talk and talk. All you do, this is what I told you, Eric. I said, listen to understand. That means shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, but you got to turn this off. If someone's talking to you and you're thinking, this is what I'm going to say next. This is what I'm going to say now. Just shut it up. Take this thought, push it off to the side, and completely receive what they're saying. When you shut your brain off, which is something I teach in my course, there's a lot of techniques I've taught you, quiet your brain down. It's almost like you empty your brain and now you can receive 100% of their body language, their tonality, their verbiage, their words, and everything that they're communicating. And it gets a more complete understanding, yes or no?
Yeah, for sure. It's not even like, I used to have this thing where I would wait for the right thing to say, and actually we talked about this a while back. You know, he'd be talking and talking
and you're
talking.
thinking about what's the right thing to respond to. Say, don't do that!
Yeah, I would just wait for the right thing to
Shut
say.
that up. Go ahead.
I would just wait for the right thing to say, pretty much, and got to the point where he was like, alright, dude, just don't even bother with that, because you're not learning anything.
Right.
So
And Eric, that's what was going on the phone today. I was like, dude, you're not learning what I'm trying to tell you. I know. Oh yeah, I'm totally with you. No, you're not. You're doing the forehead ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. You're playing ping pong with me. I'm not trying to play ping pong with you. Does that make sense?
Ping pong is not fun.
The back and forth. Like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. So it's not just you, Eric. It's all of my clients in the very beginning. In fact, for the first couple of weeks, didn't it? Why at one point go, dude, shut up.
Yeah, it actually happened more than once. It just happened a while back. It
was a while ago, though. You're getting it now. Now, here's the thing, though. Now, watch this. So, number one, I'm going to teach you how to completely quiet your mind or empty your mind, so you can it's like you're literally opening it up. It's just like a glass. So, if I'm trying to give you water, instead of going, dude, I got it. Like, you just got a little bit. Let me fill it up. Right? You leave it open, let them pour it in. And it's the same thing we're doing. You're opening up to inside to where you can see, hear, feel, and smell and taste technically what they're communicating, and then you'll understand. And then, now, it's your turn to blah, 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 blah. Paragraphs, even pages, even a couple chapters. Here's the deal. When they're done, you'll know it because they will completely shut up. Haven't you ever seen me talk, and then just... You'll know. You will absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
I might even say, what do you think? Or go ahead.
That's pretty much what our conversations are like now. Before, they used to be this little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. But now it's just, he'll say a whole complete thing, and I'll say a whole complete thing, and it's more fuller.
It's a back and forth conversation, but when it's their turn, you let it be their turn. I'm telling you, you do this one thing with women, and women be like, well, you'll be like, I actually didn't learn very many. I learned one communication tool. That's all you learn. And they're going to be like, you're such a great communicator. When you really learn how to listen to understand. I didn't say listen to agree. I didn't say listen to believe them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to do anything. You could be like, well, I totally disagree with you, and here's why. But if you don't let them complete their thought and you interrupt, you don't actually understand what they're trying to share with you.
And that doesn't really help anybody.
Yes, and now everyone's screwed. And that's one of the biggest problems in life. You do the one thing. Now, haven't you noticed when we go out in public when I talk to women, I'll usually just shut up and just like blank out. I know I'm not blanking out. I'm completely aware and receiving though, and that's it because most men want to push. Most men want to go push, 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 ping pong, push, push. It's called push energy. It's when you're focused, you know, and you're doing this shit, and you're trying to fit in your words. You're trying to shove them in there. Seems irritating now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Once you experiencing opening up and receiving and having this, it's like instead of it's like I'm kind of getting caught up in it now. It's like you're hyperventilating, and you're exhausted. And that's Eric. That's the experience I had on the phone with you. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting exhausted talking to this guy, man, dude. Let me say what I have to say. I promise you, I will then shut the frick up, and I'll be. Haven't you seen me talk to women? Not only with women, but people in general. It could be a salesman. It could be I have a question. Blah 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 blah. And then when we went to the mattress outlet, did I not let that guy talk literally for 15, 20 minutes at one point? He went on. I'm like, I'm totally listening.
Pretty much for as long as you wanted to talk.
Yeah. And that's what I do. Let them talk. And here's the cool thing. When they're done, they're going to feel good. Like, wow, there was no... It's like, you know, it's like your car. You put on the gas and then someone, like, stops you. You put on the gas, someone stops you. Put on the gas, someone stops you. It's herky-jerky. Who wants to be herky-jerked around? Nobody. Especially women. Especially in conversation. I'm telling you, communication is everything to women. They want to have this back-and-forth flow conversation where they feel good, physically feel good, right? And you feel good when I did that, huh?
Yeah, you'll know when you have a nice conversation with somebody because it's a really smooth feeling.
It's relaxing.
Yeah.
So you get these guys that are all excited trying to impress women, and they're like, oh, and they're like, they're literally putting barriers up, block. And they're tightening their heart, they're tightening their stomach. Now they're getting stressed talking to you because you're going ding 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 dong ding dong ding dong ding dong. They don't like the ding dong ding dong.
And you think you're
they
actually
like the ding dong though.
And you think you're actually having a really cool conversation because you're talking about all this stuff and
because you're in your own world, not even noticing that she's closing up, going and leaning away, going, "Fuck, how do I get out of this conversation?"
It's funny because I was at a cafe recently and a guy was sitting with a girlfriend or a coworker of his, and she's listening, and he just keeps going back and back and back, and he's just not letting her fit a word in.
Right.
And so he gets up to get like some napkins or something, and I kind of look over, and she just looks like she's not enjoying it, dude. She is not enjoying it.
Can't wait to go back to work.
She's looking at the clock, waiting to leave. So that's kind of what it's like for a lot of dudes.
But remember when I was teaching this, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Even then, I took you out to, now do you see what? Took you a while. Now you see it, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's obvious. And when women talk, women will be like, oh, you see that, don't you? Like, yeah. He's irritating the fuck out of her. She's just going, oh, dude. I feel sorry for married women who have to deal with their husband, like, ying, 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 just droning on in this black and white logical conversation. And your wife's like, oh, fuck. You just got to feel sorry for her. But society says you got to stay married. Pong, pong, pong. You know what I'm saying? What did they say that was so funny over there?
Can't remember actually.
What were we talking about? Because it was funny. I gotta put this in here. I was talking about you or whatever. And I said something. Oh yeah. This is kind of slightly from the last video. Is that okay? About leaning up against. Yeah. All right. my last videos are about stepping in your power, taking action. You know, don't be a bitch. You know, because again, I'm gonna say it real quick. There's like a hurricane. In the middle of a hurricane, it's called the eye of the storm. It's, you know, it could be a mile wide, isn't? And some hurricanes a mile wide in the middle, and it's calm, it's peaceful. You think, oh, the hurricane's over. Like, no, it's not. It's just passing through, and from here to there, you're just in the calm. But the next thing, it's going to be 180 or I don't know, 200-mile winds. So I'm like, Ben, you got to come talk to these girls, and he's like leaning up against the wall. Oh fuck, all nervous and scared. I'm like, well, why did you go over there away from the girls? Because I was trying to fucking feel safe and calm. I'm like, oh, how about that? I was in fear. So I said, what did I say? Something about, I'm up here against the wall, just hanging out with my fear. Feeling my fear. So anyways, Ben keeps throwing at me like, well, is life always this hard? No. It's always that hard if you're hanging out in the outside of the hurricane. Then you're getting whipped fucking around, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say one more thing. We did a technique, not an NLP technique, a Hunan technique, an ancient technique. It's a psychology thing to help you overcome. You had a major problem, didn't you? We're not going to go with the problem, but remember
Yeah.
that fear? And I had him go back into the memory and blah, blah, blah. And what happened? You were like,
Oh man. Wow.
You were getting whipped around, weren't you?
That's exactly what happened. It was like I was in a storm and I was just
Because he, right?
right back at the couch, and I'm sitting at the couch and I'm not moving at all, but inside my body's just like being thrown around. I'm just like, whoa.
Because you were in the outside or the middle of the wind hurricane turbulence. And what were you doing? You were holding on, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just giggling because I don't know how many times, like, dude, let go in life. I'm talking to women. If you feel fear, relax, just let go. Whoa, my fish just splashed me, dude. I got fish over here, and when they're hungry, they splash me. I didn't feed them today. So freaking, like, big time. It was a big splash. So what happened was, I finally am kind of grinning, just going, dude, let go. And he goes, no, let go. Trust me. He let go, and all of a sudden, everything started to calm down.
My shoulders dropped, my stomach relaxed, my chest relaxed, and it's like, it was kind of like going on like a roller coaster that's going really slow, just sort of mellowing your way through it. And I'm kind of sitting there with my eyes closed, like, he's like, do you want to open your eyes? And I was like, nope.
Yeah, because it felt good, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't want to leave. And that's what I'll teach you when it comes to talking to women. Believe it or not, but if you understand how to communicate from this place, I know that's when I remember when people like, got to get in that space. A lot of women say, "Well, I'm not in this space, emotional, mental space right now." Like, what the fuck does that mean? When I take you there, you're gonna be like, "This is so relaxing." How many times have you experienced that? Dozens now.
About 10 times.
Yeah, and he's at a point now where you should be able to actually create it on your own without me. I think if you really want to, you could.
Yeah.
All right, so. This is Mike Colleen, MikeColleen.com. Eric, I'm going to say one thing. Listen to understand. Your job is to open up, shut the fuck up, clear your head. It's like you clear your heart to your emotions. You just receive what they're saying. Literally, now watch this. I'm going to give you a little, what was that one movie? I got the book somewhere. The Da Vinci Code. It's actually in the Da Vinci Code. And I'm going to draw it. This actually has a very in-depth meaning, and it's what my course is all about. Most men are looking at women like this, all trying to shove their words in there and their energy, just like their penis. And believe it or not, but this down here is how we think and how we communicate and how our eyes are. It's external. It's push energy. What we're going to teach you, though, is to do receiving energy to where you can receive their communication. So instead of technically being this way, now you're going to open up and receive, and you'll be amazed at how women are just like, wow, they relax around you. The number one thing you notice when I go out in public, women do what?
They love to talk to you.
They relax. They love to talk to me because why?
They relax.
They relax. And it's because I open up. Guys, when you do that linear thing, you're closing them up. You want to open up. You want to chill. Now, a lot of times, I'm chill. That's not chill. I will teach you how to chill. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. You got anything to say?
See you guys.
That was MikeColleen.com. All right, see you.